You guys are going to love this. Probably everybody in this room is going to love this. I watched that documentary, What is a Woman, on Daily Wire.
Oh, yeah? God, I got to watch that.
Dude, it is unbelievable.
What's it about?
It was inspired by the new Supreme Court justice, the black chick who, when they were interviewing her to see if she was fit for the position, somebody asked her to define what a woman is, and she wouldn't do it. And she wouldn't do it because she knows that a huge part of her party are radical transgender activists, and their definition of a woman is very different than the actual medical definition of a woman. So she didn't want to politically alienate anybody. So this guy, Matt Walsh, goes around asking people, professors in colleges, medical doctors, transgendered people, random people on the street, what a woman is, to see what their answers are going to be. But what the documentary turns into is a deep dive into what the hardcore left is doing with the transgender movement.
What are they doing?
It's fucking dark, dude. Like, I'm one of those guys who's always been like, yeah, I'm fiscally conservative and socially liberal, and like, yeah, whatever the left is doing socially, I don't have a problem with. But basically what they're doing, this documentary reveals, and it's said, I mean, it's firsthand out of the mouths of these medical professionals and these pediatricians and these counselors. They're giving children chemicals it's chemical castration.
Right.
It's the same thing they're giving to sex offenders in prisons.
Yeah, it's called Lupron.
They're giving that to children without sometimes the consent of their parents. In Canada, for instance, they're giving it to children without the consent of their parents. They're giving them that. They are...
How old?
Young if they want it. And they're trying to push these narratives. First of all the people on the left they interview are so shifty. Their eyes are darting around the room. I sound like I'm describing myself right now. But there's just this absolute lack of transparency. You can tell they're chronically uncomfortable with anything approaching the truth. They're just, well, you know, it's not my place to define what a woman is. And, you know, I wouldn't say that our goal is to have transgendered people using bathrooms with children. It's just, you know, this interview's over. In fact, I'm uncomfortable. I'm taking off my lavalier.
Right.
It just, it's really, that might be the biggest selling point to me, that the left is up to no good socially, is that people on the right can typically answer questions logically.
Right.
And nobody on the left can.
Not right now, yeah.
So many people in this documentary just get up and leave midway through. They get very uncomfortable. One guy claims that the word truth, this one university professor, leaves because the dude Matt Walsh keeps using the word truth. And the professor says the word truth is transphobic. So he gets up and leaves. Yeah. But yes,
it's all about post-truth society. That's what it's all about.
Yes. Yes.
It's doublespeak. It's like 1984. How they say things they know don't make sense together or are just objectively wrong, and then their brain rewires if someone ever corrects them on that. So then they're trying to make it illegal for you to even correct them, basically.
Yes, like they're doing in Canada. Canada's terrifying. But one of the things that's implied in this documentary is, through TikTok, the idea that everybody's transgendered. And there are people who are transgendered, but it's a much smaller percentage of the population than is representing themselves as transgender now. And so many people are getting corrective surgeries, their tits cut off, their penises cut off, before the age of 18 even. Think about what you guys were thinking and doing when you were 18.
I mean, that's one of the things that any older human talks to a younger human and tries to tell them, like, hey, whatever you're feeling now, you're going to completely do a 180 in 5 years. And then 5 years after that, it's another 180.
Yeah.
You're going to be a completely different person 3 times before you're 30.
What you guys saw happen with the emo and the goth kids, that is just like the weird non-binary shit now. It's the same people that would have been like in the emo and goth scene,
So
but now it's like this LGBTQ stuff is the way to be like unique little butterfly.
Yeah, I'm black, dude.
20% of
I'm a fucking he/they.
like
dude.
under 18-year-old, I think people now or something like that identify as LGBTQ.
And I'm one of them.
25%.
20%.
It's because
And it's probably higher than that, really.
yeah.
I wonder if
And
those
then that
dudes-
was like 0.5% in their grandparents' generation. So it's kind of crazy.
And here is another thing that was touched on lightly in the video or in the documentary. that the motivation for this, it might be profits for big pharmaceutical companies.
Of course.
Who are giving out this chemical castration. What's it called again, Austin?
Lupron.
Who are doing that. This is money for the surgeons and the doctors. That was one of the theories, which wasn't definitively stated is the reason that all of this is happening right now. But in conjunction with Big Pharma's field day during COVID, you got to be like, shit, who's really responsible for what's going on in this country right now?
Money
Lupron is
money.
what, like, if you ever hear hormone blockers,
Right.
that's what Lupron is. So it's different from the testosterone and stuff. But yeah, they use it on people in prison to chemically castrate them so that they don't go and fuck more kids.
Yes, if they're sex
Oh
offenders.
yeah, this was big in the news last year for black communities, because what they were doing to these adolescent black kids that were getting locked up, they were saying they had behavioral issues and aggressive problems, and so maybe if they were less masculine, aka
Oh my God.
estrogen pills, testosterone blockers, all these things they were giving to these young black at-risk youth, or whatever, the youth that are like getting arrested, basically going to juvie. And a bunch of parents found out about it. It was in the news for like 2 months, and then it
I do
disappeared.
remember something about that.
Yeah. So it's on a massive scale what they're trying to do to society. It's a goddamn shame.
It's kind of like post-birth eugenics in a way. Sort of like altering people's psyche and their physical biology sort of after the fact.
And the worst part is, for a lot of people, there's no going back.
Yeah.
That's like, if you're a dude who wants to be a chick and you start taking the girl shit, but you're already a grown adult, you know, it might fuck you up mentally, but if you stop doing it, after a while, you go back to normal. If you cut your tits off,
Yeah.
you like stop your puberty, you fucking grow hair on your tits and like
Yeah.
all types of weird shit.
Yeah. That's
Bro,
they had on
done.
a couple of the people who are super against this, probably more than a couple, but a couple that appeared in the documentary, are post-op transgendered people. There was a woman who became a transgendered man. She's now in her 50s, and she said, listen, the amount of medical problems I have, and I mean, does that surprise anybody? That if you get a new genitalia constructed out of your old one and you take a bunch of hormones, does that surprise anybody that there are going to be massive medical complications? She was saying, I need surgeries constantly. I'm depressed. I'm probably not going to live very long.
Yeah.
I would never have done this had I had a chance to not do it now. A time machine.
There's my mom always, there's like a South American saying, I don't even remember how exactly she says it, but it's basically saying, it basically says that if you don't have health, you don't have anything. And now, for a lot of you guys doing like the vapes and shit and, you know, fucking up your
Don't
body.
you vape, asshole?
I vape when somebody has it. I hit it, sure, and I'm being a jerk off, but I do believe, and I'm not saying do as I do, don't do as I say, not as I do most of the time. But the truth is, like, think about your health long term, man. I mean, there's so many of the. I like speaking to older people because they always kind of have this wisdom that makes me like alter the way
Always
I
have
think.
2 girlfriends at once.
My man, dude, fucking
no,
Johnny
Dessler.
Dess.
That's the advice.
Johnny
most-
Dessler. Johnny Dessler. But you know, on a serious note, like health is such like you don't want to be a sick person that has to like deal with taking pills just to like continue living for 30 years of your life, lose control of fucking your right foot, maybe your cock.
Lose control of your right, like your right foot's gonna go around committing auto thefts.
Yeah.
Like, hey, right foot, it's really not cool what you've been doing. I'm gonna ground you. Fuck you, Leo.
Yeah, it just uncontrollably starts kicking people.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But seriously, man, you take care of your bodies long term. You know, you want to be able to fucking meet your grandkids.
Yeah, says the guy with a belly full of tequila right now.
Well, you know, it's a probiotic, Danny.
Wish I had a belly.
Is it?
It's a probiotic.
But I mean, you know, there's well-adjusted, mentally healthy, and happy trans people out there. Power to them.
Right.
Yeah.
You are the minority of the minority for sure. We've looked at the statistics with suicide,
Yeah.
post and pre.
Yeah.
They stay the same. Why is that? That's all I'm saying. But I got love for all people. You know what I mean? But let's talk about the facts.
Yeah, if I could jump in on the trans suicide statistics, like I care a lot about it because
Yeah.
I don't like seeing people kill themselves.
I know, right?
Yeah, But
Well, you
good
probably have
man.
an issue with Leo. Again, 3 Japanese boys hanging in the forest right now.
Yeah, because of his antics.
But it's
but-
against the religion. I mean, you God it doesn't send you to heaven if you kill yourself, right?
it's debatable.
According to Dante,
I don't
certainly
think
not.
so.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
So according to Catholics, which I'm not, if you kill,
Your outfit's a little misleading.
yeah, I know, it's kind of a weird branding error. But, yeah, but according to Catholics, like murder is a capital punishment, or sort, like you have to repent to go to heaven for murder, and if you kill yourself, you've essentially murdered yourself,
Oh.
and you don't have time to repent, so you go to hell.
Damn, dude, that sucks, dude. That's a fuck up.
Yeah, that's just another thing Catholics be fucking up though.
Dude,
Protestant gang, where you at?
Catholics, dude, listen, dude. Whatever
Phobia,
happens,
gang.
if there is a heaven and there is a hell, hell sounds terrible.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
I really want to go to heaven. Heaven
Hey,
sounds
if
amazing.
You're gay,
It's
though, you
joy.
can still do gay stuff down there, probably.
In hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
With demons and elephants and
But
shit.
what
maybe-
if there's no pussy in heaven?
Maybe
I mean, he doesn't get pussy in real life. Why
What if?
Just saying.
Now, apparently, I heard
Does God have pussy or
there was
what?
some kind of book, a breakdown that they said basically you don't have those urges in heaven. It's just joy all the time, every single moment.
Yo, that's kind of gay.
Yeah, but
dude.
isn't that mostly, a little bit of speculation?
I mean, obviously, it's all speculation.
I mean, there were a couple of guys who went and came back.
Yeah. Steve-O's one.
He came back with like a lay and a,
Right.
and a harp.
Yeah, he
If
loves
you're
it.
married, you should be totally able to have sex in heaven.
Yeah, with your wife.
Yeah, probably.
That's how it should be.
What about the virgins, bro? I'm gonna go to the Muslim gang up there. What if there's just a Muslim fucking line? All you have to do is
72?
just
Yeah, you
in
get
line.
up there and you see the Muslims are up there too. You're like, what the fuck, y'all got in? And you got all those wives?
Yeah, they're like, we have 72 virgins.
That'd be so annoying. It would be just like it is in real life when you go to a nightclub.
Right.
It's always old Middle Eastern dudes with a bunch of hot chicks in their booth.
Yeah, dude. You're like,
And you're out on the dance
dumbass.
floor, shoulder
you're
to shoulder.
Catholic.
You're shoulder to
idiot.
shoulder with a bunch of like white kids on the dance floor competing for one beat chick. And the Middle Eastern dudes have the chicks with the fake titties up there. And the bottles of Cristal.
No, but imagine you're a Muslim, you've been a good Muslim all your life, you die, and you go to heaven, and it looks like a Star Trek convention. And they're like, well, we didn't specify the gender of the nerds, or of the virgins.
Oh, that's a good joke.
Yeah,
Did you steal that?
I might have heard it from somewhere. I
You
don't
probably stole that. That's a really good joke.
know. Yeah.